Best-selling author Todd Starnes said Judeo-Christian values are part of America's very essence. The Fox News radio host sat down with me for a one-on-one interview last week. Joining me now is Todd Starnes. He's the author of The Deplorables Guide. It just came out in February. Thank you for joining us.
It's great to be here. Thank you.
Well, deplorables, we know where that came from. Hillary Clinton calling all of Donald Trump's supporters deplorables. Why did you write this book?
Well, I believed somebody needed to stand up for all the deplorable Americans out there. You know, just like President Obama talked about people who cling to their guns and cling to their religion, and he called them bitter. Hillary Clinton went so far as to say people who cherish traditional American values are somehow irredeemable deplorables. And so I wrote a book that said, you know what, I'm proud to call myself a gun-toting, Bible-clinging, deplorable American.
And it also goes to people of faith, I believe. You say in here in Chapter 14, Profiles in Courage, that you've had the honor of interviewing many Christians on Fox News Radio and Fox News Channel, and they chose to fight the good fight in an era where some pastors were actually calling for Christians to stand down and retreat from this culture war. Why are they doing that? Why is this important?
Look, that's a great question. I covered for many years the march on Washington for the pro-life movement.
Yes, me too.
And I'm a Southern Baptist. But what impressed me about that march, 98% of the people marching are Catholics. And I wondered, where are all of my fellow evangelicals? Where are all the Protestants out there? And unfortunately, many Christians these days have chosen not to engage the political process. They've chosen not to fight the culture war. And I understand why. You know, there's a price to pay when you get out there and put yourself out on the front lines. But my book is a call to action for every person of faith in America, Catholic or Calvinist, Presbyterian or Pentecostal. We have to stand together, and when people of faith, when Christians stand together, we can facilitate change in America.
What I love about this book is that you quote the Bible, right? But you quote the Bible, Matthew 25:14-30, saying that Jesus' parables involved business, like venture capitalists. And I think you make a very interesting point that businesses are under attack.
They are. And, you know, capitalism is under attack. And ultimately, you know, our country, whether you like it or not, was founded on Judeo-Christian values and concepts. Those values flavor every single one of our founding documents. And as a result of that, we live in a country where we are free to be free. You're free to worship, you're free not to worship, you're free to practice your religion. If you don't have a religion, that's okay too. But what happens when you start chipping away at religious liberty? I believe that if you start chipping away and endangering our first freedom, every single one of our other freedoms is in jeopardy.
All right. This is a fascinating book, The Deplorables Guide to Making America Great Again, and each chapter is complete with marching orders, so it tells you what you need to do.
Well, it does, and we wanted to give some very practical advice for folks, how they can make America great again by starting in their own homes and communities. And again, this is about getting the local church involved as well. I've had the honor of speaking at many Catholic churches around the country talking about these issues involving religious liberty. And I'm encouraged because I think people really do want to stand up and they want to engage the culture. They just don't know how. They don't want to go out there and march and scream and holler at folks, but they do want to stand for what they believe is right. And I really hope in this book we've illustrated how people can do that.
Thank you so much, Todd Starnes.
Thanks, Lauren.